Okay, I am reading in A Course in Miracles, Volume 3, Manual for Teachers. This is the section on, again, the characteristics of the teachers of God. This is number 9, and it is titled Faithfulness. The extent of the teacher of God's faithfulness is the measure of his advancement in the curriculum. Does he still select some aspects of his life to bring to his learning, while keeping others apart? If so, his advancement is limited, and his trust not yet firmly established. Faithfulness is the teacher of God's trust in the Word of God to set all things right, not some, but all. Generally, his faithfulness begins by resting on just some problems, remaining carefully limited for a time. To give up all problems to one answer is to reverse the thinking of the world entirely, and that alone is faithfulness. Nothing but that really deserves the name. Yet each degree, however small, is worth achieving. Readiness, as the text notes, is not mastery. True faithfulness, however, does not deviate. Being consistent, it is wholly honest. Being unswerving, it is full of trust. Being based on fearlessness, it is gentle. Being certain, it is joyous. And being confident, it is tolerant. Faithfulness, then, combines in itself the other attributes of God's teachers. It implies acceptance of the Word of God and His definition of His Son. It is to them that faithfulness, in the true sense, is always directed. Toward them, it looks, seeking until it finds, and having found, it rests in quiet certainty on that alone to which all faithfulness is due. Okay, so as I'm looking over this again, I'm interested to find that it fits in with things that I am dealing with currently in my own situation. And isn't that how Spirit works? It was said to me recently, more than once, you think too much. And though it was said at the time in, I would say, innocent teasing and was not meant as an attack or derogatory. My response to that statement was, that has been said of me more than once. And what I will say is, I think just enough. And then I needed to look at that. So here, I will use this context to look again at my situation. If I am willing to see all things inside myself and all other things that appear to not be inside myself, I must also look at the personality that I believe I have in innocence. What does that mean? The small self, the personality self that I believe I am on some level, is an accumulation of experiences that I have had in this one life experience, as well as others that I have brought with me into this now. Whatever experiences I'm still able to tap into come in and resonate in frequency and influence all things in my now moment. From that place, I then can understand that the small self that is sometimes driving the car, that is at the very least influencing the direction of the car on some level, is that self understanding which is necessary to allow my soul's journey. My soul is having the experience that my soul desires to have. The desires of my small self are necessary to that end. Though I may not understand everything, though I may not even need to understand everything, all things which stir the actions of the mind are there with the potentiality of being of benefit to my soul's journey. So all that really means is that which is brought to mind can be of benefit if utilized with the intent and from that place of love. The faithfulness is the willingness to bring all of those things into the light, of these working together. To be willing to see the choice. To look upon any one thing that causes activity within the mind or emotions, the ability to look at it from a place of innocent love, is the faithfulness which brings to completion the task, to perfection the task. That which is necessary is only to bring it into perfect view, perfectly loving view, to be accepted and appreciated for that which it serves, even if that which it serves is not understood by the human mind. And I'll read this section again. To give up all problems to one answer is to reverse the thinking of the world entirely. To give up all problems to one answer is simply to realize that a problem is only that which we label a problem. A friend asked me if I am a perfectionist. I have a hard time even answering that question because what is a perfectionist? Isn't that a label that has been defined by someone else? The labels that we have in our world sometimes seem as if they are derogatory at the moment of their creation. Does that mean that we strive for excellence? I would hope so. I would hope that we strive for excellence. Or does it mean that we accept nothing else? And that, if that is the definition of perfectionism, I am not that. I do have requirements or standards or boundaries. I do have that. I do have an understanding of that which is healthy for me and that which is not. And I do have the wherewithal to turn away from anything that is not healthy for me or those I love. Absolutely. So, when these things come up, I bring them into my mind and say, but am I looking at this correctly? Am I looking at this with the eyes of Christ? Or am I looking at this through the indoctrination of labels? How long before we question all of these labels? How long before we redefine our world? In peace and love, may you be blessed.